Over the past year, we have heard plenty of details about the future of Tom Holland as Spider-Man. He has 3 additional movies. No, he has 6 additional movies. No, he has 3 films for Sony, 3 for Marvel Studios, 3 crossover films, and multiple cameos. Or he has 1 cameo and an additional role, but it's an option to come back. Pretty much every permutation of everything you could possibly imagine. Now Tom Holland calls out all these fake reports and everything and tries to set the record straight by not really going into it. So this came from a recent interview with The Hollywood Reporter, where Tom Holland was asked about all the things we've heard in the public spotlight. New trilogy, more MCU appearances, 1 appearance, multiple crossovers, Venom encounter, who knows what else. And he said that when it comes to this, it's not all accurate at all, and that the situation isn't quite black and white as you might see. And he talks about all the things you hear out there in regards to the scoopers, the news, the rebuttals, everything that's out there. And he talks about the constant conversation between Sony, Disney, Tom Rothman, Kevin Feige, Bob Iger, and everybody. And talks a little bit about that additional 1 film that they worked out the deal to, which of course is Spider-Man No Way Home. And he talked a little bit more about how all this kind of gets a little out of hand sometimes, and, all the news reports and everything. And honestly, it's kind of, one of those things where I don't think anybody even really knows the situation. And I quite honestly don't even think he really knows the full extent of the situation, the contracts and everything. Because how would he? Why would he? And there's so many other things that he's probably not privy to that, his manager does, and the people that represent him do, and all the little finer details that the lawyers are constantly squabbling over. That's a major factor. And it's one of those things where a fake report comes out there and somebody states it. And unless somebody comes out and outright says that's not true, people believe it. And that's kind of the thing, right? It just kind of spreads like wildfire. And sometimes you have to stomp it out. Sometimes you just kind of let it spread, and then it might stop and we'll see what happens. And it's just going to be one of these things where it's an evolving part of the conversation. And I've said it before, trusting Tom Holland at this point is a little flaky at best, because he's learned how to navigate the PR tangled web, and that's good for him, for his career. But also where things get a little murky and shaky is when he might say one thing that completely contradicts what a Sony exec said, but a Sony exec said that they're playing with their best interest at hand. And who knows what Marvel Studios' reply is going to be, and who knows what the conversation holds once this film ends its box office run, or what happens with renegotiations and trying to figure out a future. It's always a very difficult minefield to navigate. And certainly Tom Holland is in a business for himself. He knows he could get jobs anywhere. I'm pretty sure WB would be like, oh my god, if we could get him as Robin, get him. But the other studios also have a vested interest. I mean, look at what Disney's done for him in terms of wanting to keep him around, and also what Sony's trying to do. It's very much everybody's in it for themselves. It's like the pro wrestling business. You never know who to trust.